Hi there, it's Ange. Thank you for tuning in to the second part of the eclipse season that we have this September 2016. And in this part, I'm going to be doing an inner child card reading for both the new moon in Virgo on September 1st and the full moon in Pisces. So to begin, I'm going to be doing two layouts. The first will be a 5-card spread, symbolic of child. So CHILD will be each of the cards, and I'll explain to you what each one of those represents. Then I'm going to do a 3-card spread for the lunar eclipse. So bear with me while I shuffle these cards because they are quite large. And I'm just going to pray. I usually call on the Holy Spirit, the Ascended Masters to come in to help bring us divine guidance and healing and how we can better tune into our inner child for this process during the eclipse season. See what cards come up. Looks like these two just peeking up at me. So that'll be one card. This one will be the C representing ourselves, H, our goals. This one here, our ego, our individuality. This one, L, our future. And finally, the D of child, which is the doorway to the new world or new beginnings for us. This one here. All right, so C. For the new moon in Virgo, why did I even choose the child 5-card spread is an important point. As listed in the Inner Child Cards, A Journey into Fairies and Myth by Isha Leonard and Mark Leonard, they describe child. C represents the you, H, our goals, our stairway, like a ladder, how we get there. I, our ego, our individual selves that we need to overcome. L, the future, the love that we wish for, our dreams, for example. And D, the doorway to the new world. So what doors will open for us? And generally, I found it not a coincidence that the new moon in Virgo solar eclipse will be at 9 degrees. And they actually did the numerology of what child, the word child, comes up to. It equals the number 9. And so there is this huge emphasis of the number 9. Even in me just doing this reading and the fact that the new moon in Virgo is number 9. And so, or it's at 9 degrees. And so they describe the number 9 as the gateway to child consciousness as well. So I think it's really a great time for us to do this reading right now, and I hope it really brings some benefit to anyone who's watching. So for the first card, I got the Guide of Hearts, which is kind of like the fairy godmother or Glinda, the Good Witch and the Wizard of Oz. And in this position for the C, C is representative of a crescent moon, which is our receptivity to the world around us and our openness to universal forces that are shaping our destiny. And so I think from what I'm getting from this card in this position is that we're definitely going to feel a sense to follow blind faith to a certain degree. And this is kind of a confirmation that there are spiritual guides guiding us. And so we need to be aware that the spiritual side of life is coming through and really providing us a lot of support. So that's beautiful. Second is the Six of Crystals, which is, wow, this is no coincidence. In the second position, the card 2 represented H, which is like a ladder, you know, climbing a ladder. And here you actually have these gnomes who are representative of the practical side of life, having to work and overcome challenges to get to the top of the sixth here sign. And so you see that there is this challenge that we need to overcome. There is this ladder, there's this stairway that is coming through for us to achieve a higher level of spiritual understanding or a higher consciousness. And, you know, this may be a challenge for some of us, but definitely, you know, this is symbolic of the winter time. And, you know, you see the snowflake here. So it is a challenge that we will probably receive guidance and we'll find resolution by the winter, by this winter. So that's great news. And the middle card, which is representative of the I, of individuality, independence, or the ego. It says the yellow brick road. We see the Wizard of Oz again here. And, you know, we have Dorothy with her two friends, the lion and the Tin Man, and Toto, her dog, and they're following the yellow brick road to the sunny, you know, castle. And, you know, this is just so awesome because, you know, we may need to change our reality in focusing on a special goal or have a change of heart to transform where we want to go. So we have to kind of change our perception and know that, you know, we have our friends that are, you know, going to be supporting us along the way. And eventually the yellow brick road will lead us to our destination. And if we look at the Guide of Hearts card here, there's a yellow brick road right there, and there's the castle, and you know, our fairy godmother, or Glinda, the good witch, is kind of telling us she's there to help us and not to worry. You know, you just have to go down this path of looking at our individuality and overcoming our ego. Because if you look at each one of the characters has had some sort of fear. And for example, the lion didn't have enough courage, the Tin Man didn't have a heart. And so eventually, after they followed this yellow brick road, they received their goals and their wishes became true. And so Glinda's kind of telling us, yeah, we've got to go down this road. So that's beautiful, because that explains to us the healing and the process that we need to get to. And in the third card, we have the Seeker of Hearts. How beautiful is that? So the Seeker of Hearts is a Tin Man on a horse, and you see a white dove, and it's representative of, you know, our strength in finding the love that we are seeking in our life. So, you know, the L represents new life in constantly creating what we love and attracting the things that we love back to ourselves, which are guided by universal laws. And so I'm getting a sense that there is some level of romance that we're seeking. Maybe like a romance, kind of like a fairy tale life that we're seeking to a certain degree. And so the Seeker of Hearts is kind of asking us to keep that momentum, keep that dream alive. I think that's the message I'm getting from that. I might look up this card to get some more information. And then finally, D signifies the door, which is both our challenges, but also the opportunities that are going to be coming to us. And so this is the Seeker of Crystals. We see the lion again. He's on the yellow brick road. He's being coronated with 2 doves here. And he's alone. You know, he is truly alone. But ultimately, I feel as though even if you hear about the fairy tale of the lion overcomes his fears with courage. And I definitely don't think it's a coincidence that we have both this card and this card. The theme of Wizard of Oz is in this story a lot, actually. And so I think there is the final result that we will overcome our fears, and we will do so with courage. And we will have that sense of victory and that coronation come through with a new door opening, like a new beginning for us of some sort. So that's a really beautiful reading for the new moon in Virgo. I do want to read a little bit about the Seeker of Hearts. I'm not really getting what that may have been about. So let me just see what that was about. So the Seeker of Hearts is symbolic of the Tin Man in Wizard of Oz, another Wizard of Oz character. He seeks a heart to which to love, to be joyful, to dance and sing. However, the wizard tells him that he doesn't know how lucky he is not to have a heart. Hearts will never be practical until they are made unbreakable. But the Tin Man still wants a heart because without it, he can't be fully human. The wizard offers him one more pearl of wisdom. A heart is not judged by how much you love, but how much you are loved by others. So the Tin Man wears a suit of armor protecting him from strange feelings. The dove, a divine messenger of peace and tranquility, carries the heart that will make the Tin Man a true member of an evolving humanity. So I definitely see that the Tin Man here is really representative of tuning into our hearts, tuning into our feelings, and not to live like a Tin Man. And, you know, it also says that and supports that we need to be seekers of the hearts and find ways to uplift friends and relatives in trouble. As a warrior of universal love, you have a special gift of the spirit to offer every person you meet on the path of life. So I do think it's important for us to tune into our heart and to be that kind of helpful, heart-filled person for our friends and family around us. And you know, I think that is a beautiful message. Just like the Tin Man, eventually he finds his heart and he can be human again. And ultimately, that will bring us to the courage and the coronation that we ourselves seek. So when we truly open our hearts, we will find the courage to be who we are as well. So I'm going to ask the archangels if there's any additional information this new moon in Virgo for our healing, how we can be of service, and any other information to help on our path. This one seems to want to pop up. Oh, wow, beautiful. So the Chariot, it's a major arcana card, and it's with Archangel Metatron. And it says determination, self-control, career advancement, acknowledgement of success by others. So we do have this energy of there is success on our way. We are successful. We have two horses, the dark and the light horse, which is symbolic of the shadow and the light self, you know, going full speed ahead together. So there is a yin and yang balance there happening. And Archangel Metatron says, you know, there is success, career advancement, moving forward in your life. I think that really gives a good overall message for this reading. And I do think that part of our reading is a bit of the Wizard of Oz theme in knowing how to overcome our challenges, you know, climbing that ladder, being patient, knowing that success is ours. The coronation here of the lion is this success of the Chariot. And so, you know, it is coming forward for us. So thank you for watching. I hope this provided you some guidance for the new moon in Virgo. And stay tuned for the full moon in Pisces reading as well. So thank you again to tuning into Starlight Wellness. Feel free to like or share my page. And I'm going to add a few links and descriptions below about the cards and the decks that I was using today. So thank you. Take care. Much love. Bye.